Know the jungle has its rules, and I just gotta keep it cool.
It's Meorah. Sorry I look a little bit messy. I don't have any makeup on right now. I'm just treating you guys to the natural Shabbat look, basically. Just take it all in for now because I don't tend to do it too often. Anyway, I wanted to just check in with you guys. It's been a minute since I've done a video and I've just been kind of inward and just kind of like a contemplative, like cocooning mode for the past 3 weeks during these observance of the 3 weeks. Hopefully you guys caught my Shabbat Chazon video. I did do that one, but basically I have been just kind of like hunkering down and not really doing too much in terms of YouTube kind of stuff, and haven't been listening to music and things like that. So I've just been really kind of doing some writing and working on some other projects. And basically today I mean I was so excited to actually be able to get to listen to music again because it's been a little bit, and I took up my violin, played a bit today, and I started working on some like musical projects essentially that I had been working on, just some creative stuff, and I like really poured my heart into it. I was like working so hard on it, and it was a great idea, but the execution just wasn't quite there, and I think I might continue to work on it perhaps, but it was disappointing. Basically I poured my heart into it. So I don't know, that just kind of made me think like of sort of sharing that process, I guess, with you guys. Like for me, when I do creative work, like video editing, things like that, it's something I've picked up on this year. But whenever I do creative projects, it's especially as of late, I really try to just kind of go with the flow, and sometimes it just doesn't take and doesn't work, and it's, you know, it's a bummer when you put a lot of hours into it. But at the end of the day, I really try to kind of take my cues from what feels like it's working or not, and if it's not working, I just kind of let it go and say like Toda Hashem and just take a minute from it. And I think that's an important thing, just to kind of remind us that, you know, things don't always go our way, things don't always work out as planned, and we really need to be flexible and just totally okay with that, because it essentially means it wasn't meant to be. And I hate to simplify it because I know sometimes when you work on something and put a lot of your like heart and soul into any certain kind of work, it can be very frustrating when things just kind of don't work out for you. But I think those are really the moments that you should be all the more grateful, almost even more so than if it had succeeded, because it's a constant reminder that we are at Hashem's will, even with work and creative work and things like that. You know, if it's just not going to work out, it's not going to work out, and we need to be able to be flexible and just kind of roll with the punches. So I had a major moment like that today, just to remind me that things don't always work out as planned, and that's a-okay. So I had a bit of a tiring day from that, but you know what, Baruch Hashem, if it was supposed to be a project I was supposed to work on, if it was supposed to succeed, and it would have succeeded, but nonetheless it was great practice for me. So I try to just take everything with a grain of salt nowadays. But anyway, so the project I was working on was something I was going to share on this channel, which now I guess I'm not, or at least not for now, which means that I just hadn't really uploaded any content, and except for the Shabbat Chazon video, which hopefully you guys caught. But aside from that, I feel like it's just been a little bit since I posted anything, and I am trying not to post just kind of for the sake of posting random content. I know a lot of creators just try to kind of turn it out to stick to a schedule, and it's definitely best practice and would help grow my channel if that was sort of the goal, which isn't necessarily the immediate goal, I guess. I really do want to keep this channel authentic and only post content that I actually really care about, and that just feels a little bit personal to me. So nonetheless, I did want to just upload something, which is why I decided to just do this video, just check in and say hello and just kind of have a little off-the-cuff conversation essentially. But anyway, these past 3 weeks have been interesting to be observing these 3 weeks, observing this mourning period. And what's interesting about this time for me is that I am essentially coming up on my 1-year anniversary of being observant, and essentially specifically like observing all the holidays as well. So like Tisha B'Av last year, actually including Tu B'Av, which is coming up, which I'm very excited about. Tu B'Av last year would have been the last holiday which I did not actually observe really. I mean, I was actually in Israel last year, so like I went out and stuff, but you know, I didn't really like pay much attention to what Tu B'Av was, and frankly I had literally just discovered that it was even a thing last year. So basically once I pass Tu B'Av this year, which is coming up, that will be like my full cycle of having observed an entire year of Jewish holidays, including all the like minor fasts and everything. So that's super exciting to me. It's just kind of my 1 year birthday, or like my anniversary, I guess. And I've also been Shomer Shabbat since late August of last year. So basically this is the special time for me, and it's really cool to be able to close out a cycle and just kind of reflect back on this entire year, which feels so crazy. I know it does for all of us, but it feels crazy because it was such a like condensed year essentially, and like so much happened but so little happened at the same time. But what I've really enjoyed about this whole experience of my first year has been really experiencing what it feels like to live on a real like cycle. And I know that sounds kind of like, I don't know, Judaism 101-ish, you know, just learning to live on the Jewish calendar and how everything is so cyclical, but it really is very cool. And just there's like this amazing, beautiful rhythm to Judaism, and even paying attention to like the moons. Like I never really paid attention to the moons. Like that was just like totally in the background. I had no idea what phase of moon we were at and stuff, but lately more than ever, especially I would say the last like maybe like 2 months or so, I've been like really focused on like the phases of the moon and all those cycles, and it's just a really beautiful, interesting, amazing way to live life. So I've been really excited to just kind of step into my Judaism this year. And of course I went through my gear this year as well, so it's been really awesome to just be part of these cycles. And it's also a really cool feeling to know that like the rest of the Jewish nation is like in lockstep with you. So that's a really cool part of living a Jewish life that I've really enjoyed. So Tu B'Av will be my special kind of like hooray, I guess, of just kind of, you know, passing that threshold and going into year 2. And I cannot believe that it is almost Rosh Hashanah, and like I think it's essentially like 7 weeks. That might be between Tu B'Av and Rosh Hashanah's 7 weeks, but basically it's coming up, which is crazy. And I can't believe 5780 is about to wrap up. This has been like the year for me, so I'm really excited to see what kind of comes next. But honestly, I'm sort of holding my breath because I feel like 5780's still got a lot of stuff to shake out. So I'm really excited to just kind of see how the year concludes. And also, like on a side note, I think it makes so much more sense to feel you know, just like the Jewish calendar, and just to know that like the fall, that the autumn would be the start of the year, like that feels so much more natural to me than like January 1st, which is just like feels super dead and random. So I love being in tune with the Jewish calendar, which just feels so much more intuitive. But anyway, that's kind of it. I just wanted to kind of like say hello, pop my head out, or just I haven't really done many just kind of like off the cuff organic videos like this. So just wanted to say hello and hope you guys are all doing well, and I'm looking forward to Tu B'Av as well. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Shalom Aleichem.
I know that they watching me, trying to figure me out. Like, what's my life like? Am I committed, devout? Perception is relying on what you trained your sight like. So what you see is whatever gets permitted by your eyes, right? I'm guessing that it's okay if they follow me, as long as they know that the praise is never no, not to me. No, not to be condescending. My philosophy is artistry presented.